So, how should you sit in a chair? What's the ideal chair? What's the ideal way to sit in a chair? Well, there's no ideal chair. There's no ideal way to sit in a chair. There are better and worse ways, but sitting in a chair is basically as unhealthy as smoking if you do it a lot. And after more than about 10 minutes, it starts having a deleterious effect on you. But there are worse ways you can sit. So one of the most common problems I see, people kind of sit on their tailbone. There's no comfortable way to sit in the chair. What happens is people slump, and then they push themselves forward for a while, and then they go back to slumping, sitting on their tailbone. So sitting on your tailbone in particular is a really bad way to sit in a chair. And the other thing I see is this, the head tipping back, neck compressing, shoulders kind of hunch. So people both hunching forward and tipping the head back. Another really common thing I see is this hump. So what is it? Oh yeah. So notice how the general direction of my spine is going this way, but then right about here, my head tilts forward. So you want the head neck back to be in relationship, to be connected. So this is a good way to sit, directing from the tail of the spine to the top of the head. This is, if you're going to sit like this, sit like this. Funny thing about back support, if you use back support, your back gets weaker, and sitting without back support becomes more painful, more of a strain. So it's a vicious cycle. I'm getting this from Galen Kranz's book on the chair. And so what is probably 100% better than sitting in a chair is sitting in a stool. So here's my trusty stool. So it forces you to use yourself a little better, directing up, thinking about your width across your chest and across your back. Freeing the neck so the head can release forward and up. So I sit here typing away on the keyboard or driving. But yeah, sitting in a stool, much better than sitting in a chair. So don't tip the head back, then carry the head jutted forward. Allow the neck to be free, the head gently releasing away from the torso. Think about the legs gently releasing away from the torso as well, and directing to the knees, from the hips to the knees, the ankles to the knees, directing across the back and across the chest, directing from the tailbone to the top of your head, so getting length, thinking about width, letting go of needless compression. So when I read, I tend to read books like this. So I've got lots of support, so otherwise you're straining unnecessarily. So if I didn't have these pillows, I'd be like this, or I'd be like this, but then I've got to hold the book up. That can be a weight, can be a hassle, so I like to stack a few pillows down, makes everything easier. And get up, if you're sitting down, make sure you get up at least every half an hour, walk around for a few minutes.